We are about to give you the round 3 results of our March Movie Madness tournament. Now, as you guys know, we've been running this March Movie Madness tournament for a couple weeks now, trying to get down to the best comic book movie of all time. We started out with 32, and then we were down to 8. And now it is time for us to announce the results of round 3, leading us into the matchups for round 4, where you guys will once again vote. So here are your results from round 3 of the March Movie Madness tournament, starting in the Nolan bracket. And the first matchup we had were 2 Batman films going at it. The number 1 seed, Batman The Dark Knight, versus the number 5 seed, Batman Begins. Dark Knight takes it handily, one of the great examples that a sequel really can be even better than a good original. Yeah. It wins 12,142 votes to 3,371 votes. And the second semifinal in the Nolan bracket, we had the Dark Knight Rises versus Man of Steel, the number 11 seed versus number 7. Man of Steel wins in a close one, 8,479 votes to 7,034 votes. The Dark Knight Rises becomes the first of the Batman Nolan trilogy to bow out. Man of Steel advances to the Nolan finals. Into the Whedon bracket. The first matchup in the Whedon bracket was the number 1 seed, The Avengers, handily beating Thor, The Dark World, the number 12 seed, which I was still really surprised made it this far. It won 12,768 votes to 2,745 votes. And the second semifinal match in the Whedon bracket, we had the original Iron Man film versus X-Men 2, fairly close, 9,256 votes to 6,257 votes. Iron Man moves on into the Whedon final. So this is what our brackets look like now, folks. We've come down to this. In the Nolan bracket, the final matchup in the Nolan bracket will be the number 1 seed, The Dark Knight, versus number 7, Man of Steel. That's our final there. And then our final matchup in the Whedon bracket is going to be the number 1 seed, The Avengers, versus the number 3 seed, Iron Man. So your final 4 in our grand March Movie Madness tournament are The Dark Knight, Man of Steel, Avengers, and Iron Man. That is your final 4. Does anybody not expect it, I mean, ever since the beginning, to eventually come down to Avengers versus
Dark Knight?
Dark Knight?
Yeah.
My only surprise was seeing that The Dark Knight Rises was as close to Man of Steel. It was only 1,000 away. That, to me, was kind of a shock. But, yeah, no.
Did you think Dark Knight Rises would have been higher or lower? Yeah,
I thought it'd be lower to Man of Steel. I still, we've talked about this a lot. I still enjoyed it more than both of you, but it was the weakest of the trilogy, and Man of Steel we all loved. So, yeah. But, no, I knew these would be the ones.
But when The Dark Knight Rises, though, beat the original X-Men, that changed it. I thought, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I thought we could, the way the bracket was set up, we could end up seeing a Dark Knight versus Dark Knight Rises in the final of the Nolan bracket. Especially when it beat X-Men. Because when it beat X-Men, like, X-Men is so good, but it went on, but it loses to Man of Steel. So I actually thought it might beat Man of Steel. I really did. So once again, our final 4, The Dark Knight versus Man of Steel, and Avengers versus Iron Man. Right now, when you look down in the description of this video, you will find a link where you go and vote for the round 4 matchup. So you will vote on who wins between The Dark Knight and Man of Steel, and who wins between the Avengers and Iron Man, setting up our absolute final. We will announce the results of round 4 on Friday's show, and we will keep you guys in the loop about that.
If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to AMC Movie News on YouTube. It's free and a great way to stay updated with all the latest movie news, and check out our daily show, AMC Movie Talk. Also, don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Twitter to stay in the loop for our special prizes, giveaways, and contests.